of people ask that, and I'm glad you did.
Tommy, I have a title question.
Yeah.
Are we getting Tron?
Oh my God.
You see this right here?
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
That's my big Tron statue. I'm a huge Tron fan. Disney, as you know, biggest entertainment company in the world. Star Wars, Marvel, Disney. They obviously own and control Tron. I'm a huge Tron fan myself. In television, had 3 different Tron games in the early 80s. Solar Sailor, Discs of Tron, right?
Yes.
They had all these.
Yes.
Tron Deadly Disc, sorry. Seeing the arcade game. And so what we're doing is we've been working with Disney for the last year. And, you know, again, we're a startup company for all intents and purposes, right? And you know, getting Sesame Street, getting Mattel, getting Major League Baseball, getting Care Bears, some of the licenses that we have shows Disney that, like, oh, wow, okay, other people are joining on. But Disney's the big fish, right? And so Disney's whole thing is like, look, we love you. We love the concept. You're right in line with everything that Disney does as well, family entertainment stuff. But you have a 0 installed base and you're not out yet. So, you know, fair enough. By the way, fair enough. I mean, you know, you can't, you know, again, we're not Microsoft. We're not EA. We're not Activision. We're not, you know, we don't have 20 million installed based on Warcraft. Totally fair. Totally understand. And so they just want to see, you know, so we've been negotiating, and they also want to see, like, now that they're playing the hardware, they can play it. They, you know, because a year ago, it's like we had systems and we were showing it to them and they're like, wow, this is really good. And then COVID hit and it's like, gosh, are you guys going to even be around in a year? You know? Damn. So they're kind of like, kind of late to the party type of folks, because they can be, because they're the best of the best, and they don't need our money.
That's probably what will help year 2 if it becomes a success, more likely.
Make no mistake, we're trying to go get it now. Like, we're talking now, and so hopefully we might have some great announcements over the next month or two.
So Snafu actually could be Light Cycles, really. No,
it could be. Yeah, I mean, you know. Yeah.
That's
but yeah, with the first game that we would do, though, Zod, is we would do a retro reimagined remake of our original Tron Deadly Disc game, which is really fun.
Awesome.
You know that one?
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah. So imagine that game with, like, did you see our Night Stalker remake? Have you seen the graphics on that yet?
Yeah, it looks incredible.
So the same team that's doing that, the idea is to have them move over to Tron as soon as Night Stalker's finished.
So that's wonderful.
Imagine those Night Stalker vibes, but with Tron. And I already told this to Disney. I said, look, I want to do Tron, the original movie, but also let's have Tron Legacy. And they've already said this out loud, so I can say it now publicly. They're also working on a 3rd Tron movie.
Yes.
And so getting stuff from that in there as well, you know, all in one Tron Deadly Disc game would be pretty epic. So that's what we're going for.
Nice. That's exciting. Awesome. I mean, everything I hear, it just sounds like this is going, I really do hope. No, I don't even hope. I know it's going to be very successful, just because, like I said, it definitely.
Nope.
It sounds like like you're doing everything right as far as marketing, beta testing things, getting all the data, getting the numbers, being very consumer friendly, like letting consumers know that this is a product that you're not putting out because you're trying to make billions of dollars or be the next biggest thing. You want to do it for the right reasons. And I feel like the more people get that you're making something not just because you're this business mogul. You just want to make something that you're proud of, that you can leave behind, that your family and your friends can be proud of you, and not only that people legit love. And I think that people will love this if they are open in their minds to something new and give it a try. And I think it'll be I'm very confident that this is going to be a very successful.
And that's the thing, Saggy, is that we haven't even started advertising. We have spent zero on advertising. Our marketing hasn't even really started. I mean, talking to people could say, well, you're talking on this thing, that's marketing. Okay, fair enough. You could say, but in regards to spending money, advertising, we're not even there yet. We won't do that till like a month before it launches. And again, I'm going to be upfront and transparent as I always am. We're more than likely not going to hit our April date. We're going to probably be, oh no,
I know.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
That's it. He's done. He's written me off. It's all over.
Why?
Yeah, we're probably talking July. I think that's and we're not even 100% sure, but we'll be making that announcement as soon as we find out, probably within a week or 2 weeks. I'd say early. Let me give myself a little time in case early to mid-February we'll be making that making the announcement if there is a decision. But I'll tell you, it's more than likely going to be, in the summer, but again, that's fine because we want the people who are going to buy the product, our main people who are buying this product don't even know we exist yet. Right. So we have so much to go. So although Max might be disappointed, fair enough.
Nobody cares about Max's disappointment.
Yeah,
no, but fair enough. But the reality is, from a business perspective, we could come out 2 years from now and people still don't know. The people who we're selling to don't even know we exist, so they wouldn't even know about a delay anyway. And the last thing I'll say about this is that people might not like the product. Fair enough. It's not for everybody. But at least try to root for the underdog, right? At least root for our success. What's so bad in having a company create something that's new and unique, even though it's not for you? So it's just hard for me to understand a mentality of, we want them to fail. It's kind of crazy.
Well, I do have Oh, good.
I was just gonna say, I want you to succeed. So it's the thing of like, I feel like the ratio of people who want you to succeed are a lot more up.
99%. Yeah.
Right, like, there are a lot more people who want this to succeed. You have a great personality. You have great core values. I want this to succeed. I know it's going to succeed just because from everything you told me. So that's all I gotta say on that.
I got some tough questions for you now.
Okay, bring them on, Max. Max always got to bring it down. Max has always got to bring it down.
Specifically, but what I've heard, and also fellow Amico people that were interested, are you confident? Because there has not a lot, but there has been some that had initial interest, but at this point, with the delays and unfortunate delays that are happening, and you've explained why. That I've had a friend that's also interested. Like, I want you to talk to Tommy too. Lost interest and no longer wants it. Do you feel confident you'll get them back once it's released and all the info's out? Do you have
100%? You mean to tell me that person who was interested? You mean to tell me that person,
yes,
who was interested a year ago,
yes,
who said, "Oh wow, I want this," and then when it comes out
over again, yeah.
When he sees it on the store shelf, you think he's going to be like, nah, screw that. They didn't come out in last year during COVID. So I'm not going to buy this product anymore. Come on. Right. Okay. That's not going to happen. If anyone who is interested, I can understand people are disappointed. I got news for you. I'm the most disappointed. Yeah.
But you feel like you have enough stuff that's not announced yet, enough stuff in the works that it's going to draw them back. They'd have lost interest.
I feel like people that.
That's a fair question because I've been covering this for years.
It's just the impatience.
Let me tell you something. This is my Wonka book.
To it. This panel's new to it.
I want that.
This is my Wonka book. Now you can see how many pages have been written in. I have about 4 of these, first of all, right? There's another one.
You got ideas for days.
Okay. All of these pages, and I got to be careful.
Slow down.
Yeah.
I can tell you quick that there's many, there's many things. Now people are going to screen grab that and see what they can come up with.
Right. What's that?
That'd be the thumbnail.
But there are so many things in here and so many things that we haven't talked about yet. Because we want to release it closer to when we know it's coming out, right? We don't want to spend advertising dollars now.
So
why would you spend money now if the product was coming out in April? Okay. Why would you, or if it's coming out in July, which is looking more than likely, why would we spend advertising? We would spend out, when we'd spend advertising? If it's coming out July 20th, I'm just picking a date out of the air. I have no idea. If we're coming July 20th, when we start advertising? Like July 1st, if people can't buy it in the store shelves, then you're not. That being said, we have tens of thousands of pre-orders already.
I don't want to interrupt you at all, but we might keep this conversation going a little bit longer. But Saggy has a prior commitment; she has to drop out, and we might just follow up with the rest of us.
No worries. We got 7 minutes left. Hit me up, Poindexter, Isaac. Talk to me. You've been kind of quiet. Give me some questions here.
There's 2 questions I had. One more simple question. The other one I don't know for people to answer. I know one thing that Nintendo's been doing lately is they've been shutting things down that are similar to what they do, like the Smash Bros. Program. They shut that down. The Adacons, they shut those down. I remember when you were on Point X9, you talked about physical games, like how those kind of look like Amiibo. Mm-hmm. Do you think Nintendo will have a problem with that and try and do anything with your guys' physical games?
No, we're not. Nintendo doesn't own own a trademark or a patent on RFID. Okay. They have to buy that from somebody else. They have to pay a license to somebody. RFID technology is in credit cards. It's every single credit card you own has an RFID chip in it. Every single phone in the world has an RFID chip in it. I don't want to say every single one, but the majority, right? So no, that's not something. And by the way, remember Skylanders was out before Amiibo, right? So
yes, it was.
Yeah. So there's and again, Hot Wheels is using it. Here's Hot Wheels IDs. If you ever seen these great things where you can see there's a chip right in the back of them. So I can take this, I tap it on my phone and I can play this car in my game, right? So yeah, this is no, not worried whatsoever about that at all.
Yeah.
I had a quick question about the LEDs on the controller. You said the console is basically the bomb. You see the timer. Right. Whenever it gets to exploding, does the LEDs do they flare red?
Oh, hell yes.
Okay, I'm just
when you hit a home run in baseball, the thing makes it's like light bulbs going off, like 2 flashlights, and celebrations. When you win in a game, there might be fireworks, and the LEDs are all lighting up the system as a celebration. Yeah, everything's so interactive, and it's funny because some people will make fun of us and say, "Oh, that's so stupid. Who cares? Oh, lights, blah, blah, blah." But again, until you sat and play it, it's just one little thing to make you smile. You know what we're trying to do every single day of the company? I always say to everyone, how can we make people smile, right? Even like our dice game, throwing the dice on the screen. That's a kind of a fun thing. But when you move the scoreboard, we put little funny, stupid drawings there, just to make people smile. How can we incorporate fun and making somebody smile? I see so many games these days where that's not the objective. The objective is how can we blow somebody's brains against a wall, and have it be more realistic as the brain matter is dripping down the brick, so that's, we just we're here to create fun, and we want to make people smile. That's our goal at the end of the day.
What other interactive things can you do? Because I know when you said you shake it, you hear the dice, kind of shaking. Yeah. So what other interactive
card games, right? Yeah. So you've never been able to play a card game in the same room with anyone, where everybody has their own cards, and you flick the cards out on the screen, or you tap the ones on the screen that you want to keep. That's fun. But we even have games like where like certain people have to spin something this way, and then another person has to like keep it balanced on their head, or would they have one leg in the air?
That's the thumbnail.
Yeah, with the thing on the head. Yeah, here, wait, I'll get it so you can
get him full screen, Matt. Get him full screen. This is the thumbnail.
Blow him up.
There you go.
There we go.
I found your problem.
Perfect.
And so yeah, so we're using the motion, the lights, everything all together, the disc and everything. So cool. All right, Saggy said she had to go. She left a thing in the chat here.
I did have more for the critics side, because I'm stopped addressing the critics by name, because they're some, not the podcast, but the other ones, they only exist because of you, really.
Well, I have their attention, don't I?
Right. Okay, but now with the most recent vid you did, not the reactions, but the Astro Smash, and I will apologize to you. I was like, oh god damn it, not Astro Smash again. So I didn't watch it. No, but I didn't watch the second half of the video, and then I was like, whoa. Then I checked out reactions with Pete. Like Pete's like, whoa, and I was like, whoa, what's going on with this? You put all kind of extra stuff like this. I have it in the background, Matt. We could share it without the audio. But also they had concerns about the UI. They say it's slow, it's not snappy. Is that something? Now I didn't personally have a problem with it, but I'm addressing the critics.
There was two silly things that were said. One was people didn't like the style of the UI.
That's not final, I think.
So Max, did I or did I not multiple times say that wasn't the final UI?
Right. You don't want to. You may have something else in store. This is just to show you that it works.
This is going to be the style of it, but there's still going to be some cool things that we haven't revealed about it. Some cool animations. It's going to look better.
It looked like a PS Vita UI almost, like with the bubbles. The games,
like each game is just like its own little globe or sphere, and you can see the game inside it.
But I honestly, I will hope, and I think you're saying that there might be a final UI that's different. I hope.
Yeah, that's not the final UI, and I said it 20 times in that video. So if people want to complain,
it's slow, and that's what I heard. I didn't have an issue with
it. It's not slow at all. What people said was they said that they said there was a delay between the time I hit the disc and how the thing was moving on the screen, the ship.
I did say that too.
Yeah, that there's lag. Complete and utter nonsense. Again, we were going through, and you can see it on the screen there. The Amico was going through an HDMI splitter, and then it was going to OBS, which you can see down there in the bottom left, to record it. Right, so people are like, "Oh, they used that laptop, and it was all phony," and or some other dummy said they must be booting off of the SD because it took so long to boot up the console, and it shouldn't take that long. Again, people not listening, not hearing the words that I said. It took 30 seconds actually for it to boot up. When you see that Amico logo pop on, and I specifically said, look, all this stuff is going to change. This is placeholder. We're going to put more like story things in and blah, 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 blah. But we could have gotten to that menu screen in 30 seconds. It's there right in, you can watch it. You can see
that wasn't slow there.
So anyone, it's not. It's ridiculous.
But the initial, like when you turn the console on, they're saying that was slow. I like seeing the Running Man and the Miko.
I'll tell you what, Max. Let's clear it up right now. Go back to the beginning where that happens, please.
All right. This will be good for your.
That looks amazing, by the way. Honestly, I'm excited.
Right. Even though you're not about graphics, graphically it looks amazing. It looks
again, and see the issue is that we've been showing the development of these games for like a year now, and so even though, and Max knows this, I always say, okay, right, so put that on. Okay, so now it comes on. Now I'll tell you when the boot stops. And if you were to set a stopwatch, it's like I think 32 seconds or something. And by the way, this hasn't even been optimized yet.
Right, you did say that. I wanted to stress that.
Okay,
it could be optimized for faster.
Okay, and then the running man starts to move, and so again, remember that we're an Android-based, chipset. So just like your mobile device, now, boom. It's booted up at that point. So all of this stuff afterwards, people are like, "Oh, look it's still booting up."
We need your brand recognition. The Miko is the
well,
intro.
no, but I was saying, I'm saying here, like, oh, then we have this. This is all placeholder, and these are movies. Like this is all little placeholder stuff. But the system's already booted up, and then it goes into the UI there. The globes come in, but this is not slow at all. Watch, watch his.
Yeah, when you're this part's not, no. I'm not saying it was at the beginning either, but yeah.
Yeah. So basically all those people who thought it took 60 seconds to get to this were completely wrong. They have no idea what they're talking about. But look how quick the globes go. And you can go in and out. It's all, and again, this kind of stuff will change a little bit and but when he starts hitting the globes, it's very quick, the way the video changes, and I'm explaining it. And you'll notice on the controller, you can sort all of the things by, but now watch when he pushes the button, boom, goes to that. And then you're in the menu. So that was like 5 seconds or something to get to the thing. I challenge anyone to put on
you know what? It's very snappy, all things considered, and I can't believe.
And it can be optimized more for future.
That there's so many people complaining, considering how a lot of these next generation consoles are
20 minutes
with games and load times.
Well, I will admit, I said, "Oh God damn it, not Astro Smash again, Tommy." I did it, and then I watched your reactions with Pete, and I'm like, "What? Where did they see this from?" And then I went back and watched it. Like, this looks freaking awesome. Now, how movie trailers sometimes reveal too much? Are you revealing too much of Astro Smash in this?
Hell no, Max.
There are a lot more surprises in store.
There are so many more surprises with Astro Smash that I could show that would blow people away, but we haven't even gone there.
Okay, because I saw like hundreds of asteroids coming out at the same time, and I was like, "Whoa, that's legit."
So again, just to kind of put a bow on this.
And this is packaging.
So people who said it took 60 seconds to boot up didn't know what they were talking about. It was actually only half of that.
That's incorrect.
People who said we were booting from an SD card are just making stuff up, completely not true, because it didn't take 60 seconds. It took 30. And for the people who say we had input lag and, oh my God, this isn't good.
I wasn't sure about that one. I'm like, okay.
No, we were running through a splitter. We were running off a TV that wasn't even optimized. If you were to play the game, and again, I don't want to have to like respond to these idiots by doing other videos, but I could make a video.
I'm not addressing them by name. I'm just getting their concern.
That's right. But I could make a video where the second you pressed it, it would instantly move the ship, and I could put the thing right next to the screen.
Don't even worry
and
about
not
it.
record it.
Something to say about it
through a splitter.
So people are worried about lag through your video.
When I did it, when I came on.
They're like, it's 100 milliseconds and this and that and blah blah, and it's like, again, it's people whose only goal is to try to destroy the company.
But that makes no sense unless you're testing the console, unless you have the console in front of you. You can't judge it like that. That's an impossible standard to measure anything.
Well, the other one that they were saying. The other funny one that was getting floating around is they said that that the console wasn't actually really working, that we had an Android Raspberry Pi box in that HDMI splitter, and that's what was really powering everything. So we spent the time and money to create.
This is what I was like, I was like, where the hell did Pete see this at?
Isn't that great? And the music.
Look, what do you think of the music? As somebody, look, Tommy, as somebody who utilizes, who likes Raspberry Pi and plays around with the Raspberry Pi 4 and tons of images and stuff, this is definitely not like a Raspberry Pi. I don't know.
Well, thank you for being normal and intelligent.
I mean, I just can't see how you would make that, comparison at all.
Disrespectful to, again, people that have been in the industry. This might be a lot of your crew's last project before they retire.
That's fair enough to say. Sure.
I mean, why?
Look at the size of that asteroid.
If you are criticizing them that they're scamming or trying to trick a consumer, you're being disrespectful to their whole career.
Well, it's funny, yeah. After all of the amazing things and all the amazing people that we have at the company,
you're going to scam with Amico saying friend.
Yeah,
friend.
Yeah. So all of these. Anyway, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Okay. But yeah, again, there's normal people. And again, you can have criticisms. You know, it doesn't mean that you can't be criticism or that I can't take criticism. That's not. Again, you can dislike it all you want. That's okay. It's totally fine. But when people are constantly like lying about, you know, it's this and it's that, and again, you know, I even get that. I get that because they'll never admit it, but they're excited about what we're doing because they focus on it whenever they can. They make videos. They know that their videos are going to get more views if they talk about us. They could cover anything in the industry. They could cover cyberpunk, but they don't. They cover us.
People actually thought it was it would be bad, then the videos wouldn't get views anymore. It's constantly in the conversation.
If anything, they're helping you out marketing wise.
Yeah. Well, it's like anything else. Anytime you go out and you make a video, you know, talking about something as if it's vaporware and as if it's never going to happen, if it's just a fake and a fraud, you're always excited. You're always excited when it finally does come out, because then it's just like they made all those videos. They made a complete career on bashing something as though it wasn't real. And then when you finally have it, then I mean, doesn't that completely invalidate the criticisms? I mean, I'm just
yeah, there's gonna
I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it too logically.
No. Yeah, too logically. Yeah, no. You're spot on. There's going to be a lot of invalidating going on after Amico's a success.
I'm not against Atari VCS, but you don't see these. You don't see these guys on the internet doing interviews when there's a delay or something. They're just
right. Yeah,
you don't.
My question is, what is the VCS got to offer right now? I mean, honestly,
VCS. It's just I would be interested if there was something there. But
here's how I would answer that question.
The controller is cool. I like the new joystick.
Here's how I would answer it. It could be I think that if it becomes like a Steam box. Like where you could download a bunch of Steam games.
Didn't they actually come out with one of those, like a Steam box? Wasn't there something like that? And it failed miserably. Yeah.
So, like for me as a gamer, I would probably get one and then load it up with Steam games that I could play on my TV. That's how I would utilize it. And if I was running Atari, that's how I would market it. Yeah. Because you got that old classic, amazing Atari name. But load it up with Steam. Do a deal with Steam. This is what I do. I'd call up the Steam folks and say, hey, look, let's do a deal together. And everyone who buys Steam through their Atari account gets 25% off everything or whatever, and we'll give you a portion of our sales or something. You know, like do a deal like that. And so, but. Anyway,
one thing I think that they have going for them is that classic Atari aesthetic.
It looks cool. I like the joystick too.
And that's one thing. But that's one thing that I'm also giving you a lot of credit for as well. I think that the Intellivision, the Amico has that Intellivision, class to the look of the console, and I really appreciate that.
This is my first Intellivision.
I like that. I like that aesthetic.
Back in the day, I had an Atari and an NES, so this is my first Intellivision. I know the games. I played them on collections, but I'm excited to get my first Intellivision.
Cool.
What
else you got for me, Matt?
I did have one more question because something I think Microsoft did better than Sony this last round, and it might be hard for you to do it because you have things that aren't to the public. You don't want leaks and stuff like that.
Okay.
Is before the official release, are you considering? And I'm not saying I would be included. I know Pete would be. I get it. Pete covers this stuff like any. I legit love Pete too. But around where you're going to ship it to influencers under a contract or an embargo where they can have hands-on before release, even before the initial. Are you considering something like that?
Oh, we're doing it. We're not considering it. We're doing it. And it'll be within the next probably month or two as well. And we're not. And we're also saying to those people, and they don't even have to be influencers. They could just be people who are doing, just final day-to-day, things about it. What do you like? Is there something that we didn't think of that maybe you're finding a hitch in or whatever, So because things like that you could always change in
well, I do see there also could potential product but all companies do this, embargoes and contracts if you do get a hand of it,
but for certain things maybe, but part of the reason, the big reason why would be, the first reason would be for real life people to test it every day with their kids and this and that, right? So that's to get that feedback. That's the one thing. But the second thing was, no, I'd do the opposite. I'd say, Max, if we give you one, could you please show and make videos of you and your family playing it together and having fun with it, So I wouldn't
have masks on. Is that
yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. You'll have a whole little Dr. Doom.
I can't wait to get this and play it with my niece and nephew. I'm super excited just for that element of it. The whole word that keeps coming up throughout this entire thing and throughout all the things I've heard about Amico is family, 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 and that's very important, and that gets me super excited.
Cool.
Oh, Matt did have a question before we start filming. He's like, some of these videos on the television channel are released in 4K. I don't remember if it's 1080p or is there going to be capability of 4K?
No, it's 1080. Okay. So the reason now our chipset is capable of doing 4K, but to push out 4K, you're literally quadrupling the processing, everything. And so my mom doesn't care about 4K.
Well, it's not necessary. No,
it's not necessary. You saw Astro Smash. You liked it.
But I was just wondering because Matt.
Yeah,
I think Matt.
No, that's a great question. The reason we put our videos out at 4K, and we're also going to try to always put them out at 60 frames a second as well. So, especially when we show gameplay, so that you can see. But the reason we put those out at 4K is because we're using a 4K camera sometimes to record like me or whatever, so we just carry that out. But the gameplay footage is 1080. Yeah, 1080, 60 frames a second,
which will upscale perfectly, even if you don't like. I mean, the upscale technology is really good.
I mean, for the games that it has, it still looks visually great. It looks amazing.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Earthworm Jim 4.
Yes,
I know you can't talk about like a release date or anything like that. Do you?
I'll talk about the release date.
Oh,
you want to know?
I didn't. Well, okay. An idea of a release window, or
I have no idea.
Okay. So thanks. God damn you, Tommy. God damn you.
No, but
no.
I
mean that's okay. But that's the other part.
Max. My question is, what color did you pre-order?
I pre-ordered 2, and I have to talk to Tommy if anyone does actually. I don't think anyone should, but if anyone does not do the Founders Edition, I will sneak in there like crazy, because I hesitated because I didn't know which color I wanted, and that was a mistake.
And then it was gone instantly.
And I was like, I'll have time to get it. No, I don't. So I have the big one, the wood grain, and I have the Galaxy Purple for my wife's room. Because
the wood grain one's the one I'm gonna get.
Yeah, cool. But you were saying, Max? Earthworm Jim 4. No, that's the honest answer.
So you don't know the official release.
No, it's going to be, when it's going to be done? When it's going to come out? When it's done.
Oh, thanks.
and we're happy with it.
Exclusive. You can run with that, Matt.
Be careful, Tommy. Be careful, Tommy, because that's where your haters are gonna come at you for saying that. You know, it's done when it's done.
With the unfortunate delays with some other things, has there been any significant? Not that you can give a release date or anything, but you see it running smoothly, the development, or has it had hiccups just like everything else with the pandemic?
Yeah, no,
it's running a while, pretty good. You get updates.
No, there's not really any hiccups. You know, we were last year, or even maybe 2 years ago, we were scheduling it. We were like, oh, you know, it's going to come out in October 2020, right? So wouldn't it be great if we get Earthworm Jim by that Christmas of 2020, Christmas 2020? Like that was like our original thing 2 years ago or whatever. Then as COVID hit,
2021, I'm just kidding.
then as COVID hit, and then we're slipping. We're like, you know what? You know, and this is now going back to last summer. We were like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's think about trying to wrap it up for Christmas 2021. Right. So that was our vibe last summer, you know, and again, we've never put out, you know, that team, we it's got to be perfect. It's got to be awesome. It's got to be finished in our eyes.
Well, right? I'm saying it right here. This is my prediction. April 2022. That's my prediction.
So then when now we're slowed down again, now the console might be delayed again till next summer. Could we hit Christmas of 2021? Maybe, but I would never. But now you're in Christmas with everything else, and it's going to get lost.
That's what you didn't want to happen. That was the point you were making about it getting lost in the shuffle.
So we're okay with spring or summer of 2022.
That's what I was thinking. Yep, April.
That's what we're thinking. So yeah, that's my honest answer. I couldn't answer that any more honestly than that.
Saggy did want to say, hold on, get her message. Tell Tommy it was a pleasure meeting him. I would love to pick his brain again sometime. I did not want to interrupt, so I'm going to dip.
Cool. All right. Yeah, she was great.
Yeah,
she was great. Little adds a little spice to your guys' mix here.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Love it.
All right, that's all the questions I had. I appreciate you being on this channel in our podcast, which we're still in the beginning stages. I finally feel like I have a crew. I'm going to go back on Amico All Access soon, and I'll hit up Pete. I'll hit up Pete and bring maybe Saggy.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, come on, there's like 20 old white guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I love them all. I love them all, but come on, we need a little spice in there too.
Absolutely. Well, you know the interesting thing, Max, and I know you've experienced this yourself too, is that people out there will try to make fun of the people who are covering Amico right now. No, it's all just a bunch of old white guys.
It is.
Here's the big thing that they're missing, Max.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that all those people are missing is that most of all of those people love it, and they have young kids and families.
Yes, I see that.
Including you. So there's a difference between old white guy living in mom's basement still at 50 years old.
White guys that have money.
or
the center of their family.
Men that have young children.
Yeah.
And that's what those guys are more than anything else. Yeah, they might have grown up on in television, and some of them didn't. Like you're a perfect example. But I think when you look at in television, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when you look at Amico, you're not thinking of it just as like your hardcore gamer, something you're going to do. You're thinking of it as, hey, I could play with my wife, and kids might be interested in playing this with me. Am I right or wrong?
I hope my wife will play, because we both like games, but she's a PC gamer. I'm a console gamer, and we very rarely play together. Something that's shorter doses, I think, will work. That's the other thing, is bringing gamers together that are different interests. Yeah, we can agree on Amico. Yeah, we can agree on some Amico time, because she's like, I'm a PC gamer.
The board game analogy, though. Remember my board game analogy, Max? That's what it feels like. It has that that family, that family aesthetic is the big thing that I think is going to draw a lot of people in.
And so that's the thing, Max, is that again, that's the thing that they're all getting wrong, is to say, well, why doesn't he have families on that he says is going to be the people who are buying this? We do. And it's OEBP and it's you and it's, there's folks. Now, are we going to have, are we going to be having more women, more moms, more little kids talking about it? Absolutely. But closer to launch, to launch, there's a specific plan that we have. And by the way, think about who our partners are. We didn't pick these partners out of thin air because Mattel, Hot Wheels, Major League Baseball, Care Bears, and Sesame Street. What do all of those 4 companies have in common in regards to their demographics?
Moms and children.
And even Major League Baseball is a family thing. You grab your kids, you go out to the ballpark on the weekend, you're with your family or you're with your friends, right? Mm-hmm. Sesame Street, family. Care Bears, young kids, family. Hot Wheels, kids, even dads and sons and kids, family, right? So those 4 companies alone have over 100 million unique families in their ecosystem. 100 million families, right? And we've structured our partnerships so that we can take advantage of the fact that we're creating stuff for those families. If you think about The Show, which is an amazing baseball game on the Sony PlayStation, Sony exclusive, Major League Baseball, but do the people who go to Major League Baseball games, 40,000 people a day, in 26 different stadiums or whatever, 28, do you think that the average person that walks through that gate is going to play PlayStation The Show, or are they interested in playing a family, easy, simple game? So again, when you start to peel the layers off of our partners and our marketing and how we're approaching everything, it starts to make a lot of sense if you're able to keep an open mind about it,
Well, I do want to give a big thank you to all YouTube community for being this approachable. You're always willing to talk. It really helps a lot of small channels out. I'd have never seen someone more willing to talk to everybody. I really have. Yeah. And thanks for helping out these young guys here. Well, not me and Zod are the older guys. Mad Matt and Isaac. Mad Matt's a good guy. He's a good gamer. He's a Twitcher. Please retweet this when it goes live. He deserves more subs. And
send me the links. If you guys are on Twitter, send me a DM so I can subscribe and add. And I want to subscribe to all your channels and all that stuff. And we'll help.
No, but I from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it because I know you were in the review community before. Yeah, and you're really helping. Besides your Amico, you're really helping people out. It's not just to get free I'll be honest. A lot of our channels are so small that you're convincing 1 or 2 minds, or you're not having.
No, but the way I look at it, man,
it's about being an Amico, being a friend.
That's right. It's that, and the way I look at it is, I don't care if you have 1 million or 100 subscribers. What we're doing is we're creating content. We're creating content and putting it out. And you know what? When Amico becomes a huge success, and people are now excited, and they'll go back and they'll see this. They'll see that they might see this interview, right? And the other way I'm looking at it, though, Max, is that we're kind of doing a behind the scenes online video diary, which is going to live on for 100 years, right?
Yeah.
And so, again, we're doing something really unique by doing interviews, like for having me or whatever talk about it on a weekly basis. I don't care who you are. It's an entry into the diary for the history books 100 years from now. That's how I look at it.
I can see the compilation videos and like the epic music coming up to the to the Amico release date. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's appreciated because I know you could be a little spicy, which I like.
Yeah,
but yeah,
was I spicy today though? I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
But you're there for the community. It's not just you could. I mean, you're everywhere. Actually, you're everywhere.
Well, you know why? Because I love doing it. I'm passionate about it. It's not I'm not doing this to
well, you have a collection of consoles and stuff. You've been, this is important.
Again, I'm not doing it for the money.
Yeah.
I could have retired 15, 20 years ago if I wanted to, I'm doing this because this is what I'm passionate about. This is what excites me. And again, we truly, everybody in the company feels like this. We truly want to bring something unique and beautiful to the world. We want to use technology to bring families back together. It was the same thing when I started Video Games Live almost 20 years ago, where people thought I was crazy. They're like, look, video gamers don't go to a symphony. That's for old people. And old people who go to a symphony, they don't play video games, so they're not going to show up either. And then when we created this thing, you can see those people coming together, making video games, putting it on a pedestal to say, isn't this an amazing, beautiful thing that does get a bad rap sometimes in the overall thing, but now the industry is starting to deserve it a little bit. It's starting to deserve that bad rap because of the loot boxes and the microtransactions and the in-app ads and designing games around sucking money out of people and all this stuff. And so it's like, I want to put an end to that because or add something different to that because I care about the video game industry, because I love it so much, because it's been the cornerstone of my entire life, even before I was in the game industry.
You're going to start to see a difference if the Amico's a success in year 2 when you get consistent content of games, or you get the next big open world game that's released like Cyberpunk that's been years, needs firmware updates. I bought Cyberpunk, but I haven't played it since I bought it. I'm just it's too much time.
I tell you though, I feel bad for CD Projekt Red. Yeah. I mean, I know those guys, great guys out of Poland, super talented, super creative. Hey man, this stuff's hard.
Yeah,
especially when you're doing it on the level they are.
The trajectory of the industry is just bigger, more graphic fidelity, and more stakes. The stakes are too high.
That's right. Everybody out there wants more. Yet
it could sink developers.
Yet if something isn't exactly the way they want it, they'll be the first ones to crap on everything. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's tough. It's tough, man. It's a tough.
Well, I mean, how many developers come and go because it's all in on one massive game?
Not even developers, but publishers. Yeah. Where's THQ?
Right. I mean,
how many publishers? Where's GT Interactive? They've all got
where the industry's going. I mean, the stakes are too high sometimes.
Exactly. And again, that's the beauty of our ecosystem is that, our games aren't $1 million productions here. There are hundreds of thousands. So if we end up canceling 2 or 3 games, that doesn't put us out of business.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, okay, we stopped before they were finished. Okay. We lost 50 grand. Fine. We'll take it on the chin or whatever. We thought it would be better and it wasn't. We've done that 3 or 4 times already, lost a little bit of money, but we're more dedicated with putting out quality as opposed to quantity. And that's another thing that no other system is doing. I don't care who you are,
So quick question, last question for me.
Yeah.
Like with the consoles, like since you're saying like that you're kind of in your own space, you're in your own like world, it's just you. What's your opinion with VR?
Yeah, well, I mean, I personally, as a gamer, I personally like VR, the concept of it, but I don't really like any of the content that's out there. Like, I have a Quest right here, and it's like I'm paying $20, $30 for these experiences that I'm doing by myself, that I finish in a couple hours and I really never go back to after I've finished it. So it's like, and again, this is me speaking as a person, as a gamer, not as in television. And so I'm a little disappointed with VR. I see the amazement of it and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. Where I love to see it is like giving kids with cancer the ability to like travel to Cairo and see the Great Pyramids, like that, like the medical things that are happening as well in the medical field with VR. I love it more for that, for people who can't be, I want to go through the Louvre Museum in Paris without having to go to Paris,
because they already have like the 360 views on YouTube that I've seen.
Right.
Like,
so you can do that in VR.
Yeah.
Really cool. But I've heard many stories and have met people and parents who said, my 7-year-old has stage 4 lymphoma, whatever, awful stuff. But when they put on that headset, they can fly. And that to me, I mean, I have tears in my eyes just thinking about it, goosebumps, just even talking about it. That to me is the beauty of where VR can go. As a gamer, I'm like a little disappointed. It's like, okay, I played the Star Wars games. Okay, I played the shooters. I played the boxing, the Apollo boxing. I love it. But it's like, I don't play those every day, And man, me and my wife, like my wife will play Beat Saber. And then like I'm watching her look stupid, like doing all this weird stuff. And that's our family gaming is me watching my life dance around like.
Well, I was gonna say maybe that might be something in the future, but then after all your talk, it wouldn't.
About family.
It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it's not coming. It wouldn't be coming from me
again.
Yeah,
you'd be closing yourself off again with this headset.
No, we would never do VR for Amico, but as a gamer, I appreciate it. But more of appreciating what it brings to people who are in a situation where they can't do these things. I think it's a beautiful thing from a content perspective. How many zombie shooters do we need? Like seriously,
more.
Come on.
Well, that's Mad Max Jam though. That's a jam though.
I mean, the Oculus itself, the store, it kind of sucks, but Steam VR is pretty cool. Like,
is Steam VR better?
Yeah.
Okay, sure, I'll have to check that out then, because I'm more of I just know.
If you like horror games, try Phasmophobia.
I don't.
Oh, you don't. I'd love to see you do that.
That, which is why I don't do a lot of VR, because it seems like every other game some horror.
All right. Well, we've gone almost 2 hours. I think that's it. Maybe one final question.
Yes.
Are you for the Snyder Cut? Because a lot of us here are for this. If you heard about all that. I know you're a Marvel guy.
Yeah.
I know and you love Spider-Man.
Yes.
This is DC fans are all about the Snyder Cut's also coming out this year.
Okay, so what's the Snyder Cut? I don't.
No!
I don't even know what it is.
Well, you love creative vision, right? What if you were working on a project?
Yeah.
And someone took it away from you and finished it and altered it so much it's unrecognizable. You'd be so upset, right?
Yeah.
Well, Zack Snyder, when he was making the Justice League, which is a huge thing.
Oh, Justice League was a horrible movie.
Right, but that wasn't him. I mean,
so I am 110.
Okay.
I'm 110%. I want to see this. If Zack Snyder says that movie was way better and I'd like to put out my version, I would be 110% in on that for sure.
4 hours. It's 4 hours.
I don't care if it's 6 hours. Look, how many of us watch, Stranger Things? It's 10 hours. We don't care. If it's good content, I'll watch it. I mean, what was that? What was the Scorsese thing on Netflix, right? The
Irishman.
The Irishman. It's like all of us watched that for 4 hours, and we're like, that was pretty cool. So
sorry, just an off-the-wall question to see.
Yeah, no, it's great. I didn't know that was happening.
Oh no, it's one of the most interesting things.
Now, let me ask you this: who would be against that?
Lots of people.
Why?
I think it the argument of Batman doesn't kill, Superman doesn't kill, but his perspective, the way he does it, is really bringing. Well, unfortunately, look at the real world. If you're really trying to examine and bring a superhero into the real world, they are not going to do it like they're going to do it when the stakes are the highest, and they have to, and they have no other choice.
Right.
But that's
I thought maybe it was a purist thing because, you know, like when George Lucas starts going back and screwing with the original Star Wars, like that, like kind of like irks me a little bit.
With
it's
the
like, you know,
edition.
Yeah, but that's why I asked you that, because it's like, yeah, but we all care about Star Wars because it was such a perfect epic movie. Don't change it. But why would people be mad at Justice League? Because that movie sucked. So like, what, you know, like if anything, you'd want to try to make it better. So that's why I asked that question.
Yeah, basically, he was making the film. His daughter, unfortunately, took her own life.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so he thought he could finish the project. He just couldn't. And the studio wanted to go a different direction. So they pretty much butchered the film, gave it to another director, and cut a 4-hour movie down to 2. And then didn't have the main villain. Like, imagine if you're a Marvel guy. What if Thanos was in the film? Now Darkseid is going to be in the film.
Wow. So, you know, the interesting thing too is I've seen this. So hearing this story, I want the Zack Snyder version 100%. But it's funny though, because it goes the opposite way sometimes, where you see the director's cut and you're like, thank God the movie studio stepped in, because I hate the director's cut versions.
Yeah.
You know, like the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit, I'll watch those director's cut all day long. Peter Jackson, like that was awesome. I don't mind that extra content, and we'll watch 8 hours straight of it. I don't care, right? But then like other movies, like, oh gosh, I don't want to crap on anyone, but like Blade Runner. I didn't actually like the director's cut of Blade Runner because I thought it drew it out too long. And another movie which I loved and then didn't like the director's cut was the one with Tom Cruise, the fantasy movie with the unicorns and the Tim Curry as the devil.
Legend.
Thank you. Yeah. So Legend, I liked the original cut with they had Tangerine Dream or Yes music, and so it's like
yes, I'm in complete agreement with you. Tangerine Dream blew it away with the original.
Yeah, so I liked. Sometimes it goes the opposite way, where the director's cuts aren't as good. But I think for this, when the movie originally sucks,
this is the biggest director's
do anything to make it better.
It's not even a director's cut; it's a different film.
and it's going to be just like on
HBO Max and in theaters in March.
And this is definitely happening.
Oh yeah, people denied it existed. They said it doesn't exist.
I can't wait. Because I hated the first one. I got it on 4K too. I bought it on 4K Blu-ray. And I was like, what the hell happened here? So could be wrong. By the way, I didn't like the newest Wonder Woman though. Did you guys?
No.
Oh, I didn't either.
No, it's horrible.
What happened?
Wasn't as great as
I love Zack Snyder. Is what happened. I'm not giving all the credit to Zack Snyder for, but it was within the universe where Patty Jenkins played within the universe. He cast Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
Okay.
So it had.
And by the way, I know I've met Patty Jenkins. I've had dinner with her.
Wow.
She's
wonderful. I love Patty Jenkins. I'm rooting for Patty Jenkins.
I root for Patty. She's amazing, and to have such a strong female presence in that kind of role, I'd like to see more of that in Hollywood. So I hate saying that I didn't like the second Wonder Woman because I know that Patty.
I really don't think that that's her fault, because I think it looked like they were taking it into a different direction with the universe because of how the Justice League movie went. I think they were just trying to change it all.
It was crazy. That first movie was so gold. I loved it, and I'm like, this is a female strong character that like little girls are gonna like look up to. Like it's a beautiful thing. And then the second one was like, what? Why did they? All of the things that made the first one great, it seems like they went away from. But like you said, Max, maybe it was a Zack Snyder thing. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, it was working within a universe where Warner Brothers still doesn't know what they're doing, and they're fighting against what the blueprint that was there. Like all they know is we don't want to go Zack Snyder's way, but they don't have any where we like. The first Wonder Woman had the time period and everything where it fit, and there was a reason for it. Like I don't even know why it was in '84. Like I was like, why is this going to be an 84?
Yeah. What was it? And I got to tell you though, I am absolutely addicted. And I'm not a guy who likes a lot of violent, dark movies. I just don't. Like when I go to a movie, like I want to get away from all that, and I want to feel like, again, Rocky, Indiana Jones. These are my. I want like to be elated and escape all that crap. That being said, I'm like addicted and obsessed with like the new Joker, like so. And again, I typically don't like that style movie. But
it's supposed to make you not feel comfortable. Like
yes, but he humanized Joker, and of course, I mean, he's one of my favorite actors as well. I mean,
Joaquin
he's
Phoenix,
Phoenix,
he's one of the last great,
he really is, and also, like, and he reminds me a lot of Shia LaBeouf, in that. He gets into the role so much, and some people will say, "Oh, well, Shia's," and they paint those guys as like crazy and they're nuts and they're on drugs and they're going to end up killing themselves one day and all that. Like it's easy to paint those people like that, but I look at him as like absolute, like unique, amazing things that give so much to their craft that I just like watching them work. You know what I mean? And so that movie. I mean, what a perfect cast that was to get Joaquin in there. And so I'm looking forward to the second one. I think that's official now, right?
Yeah, it's in talks. Yeah, they're talking.
I don't know.
They want to because it made so much money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
they really want to.
Well, it's all up to Joaquin though. If Joaquin feels like it's being like commercialized, he won't. He won't do it. And again, that's what you got to respect about those guys and guys like Shia. I just love watching them work.
Well, thanks, Tommy. We even had some movie talk at the end here. So that's good. That'll be good for your channel, Matt. Tommy, tell Rico thoughts on the Snyder Cut.
First, that's an exclusive.
Yeah,
I didn't even know what the hell it was. Now I'm excited about it, though.
No, it's going to be amazing. So all right. I do also have appointments. I know you're a busy guy, Tommy, Matt, Isaac, and Zodrider. So I think we'll end it here. We're over 2 hours.
I appreciate it. And let me ask one last thing of you guys. Matt and Isaac, how old are you guys?
21.
I just turned 18.
And 21 and 22.
And 18.
18. He's 18.
Oh, who's 8? Oh, you're 18, Isaac.
Yeah.
Okay, so 18 and 21?
Yes.
So let me ask you guys, in all honesty, and you can answer 100%, and I'm okay with whatever answer you give. After learning about Amico, is this something that you think you would be interested in playing and having fun with your friends? And if the answer is no, I totally, it's totally fine. But give me your honest answer, Matt and Isaac. What would you say?
For me, I'm 100% excited for it in the moment. Between my friends and I have a couple friends that I consider like hardcore gamers, and then I have a couple that don't like play games, but still like to come over and play games with me because it's something that I like.
Right.
I feel like this is something that they can pick up, and we both be on the same playing level.
Yeah. So you're all in. So you love it. You love the idea of it. And how about you, Matt?
I'm interested in the idea. I'll admit that I wasn't before, but after having this conversation and kind of learning more about it, because I didn't really know about this console until Max told me about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm definitely interested, especially with the games and the constant games that's supposed to be pumping out with this. So it's definitely interesting to me. It definitely.
So Max, to let you know, their demographic, teenage to 25-year boys, right? Men, right? That demographic is our weakest demographic in all of the testing we do, right?
I feel like that's because like we're more competitive, or we're more online and more than
and you're more and having better graphics and and you're not confused by technology and this and that. But Max, isn't that interesting though? What does that say when our weakest demographic is still very interested in it and thinks they could, so that again, I think that. That's a positive thing,
Right, and I made sure, I'm like, Isaac, I'm like, are you still gonna get it? You still gonna get it? I keep asking him, and I said, I'll send you a card so you could tap it on your RFID and get a few more games. I promised him that I'll open that to Matt too. I don't know about Zod Rider. Zod Rider's got some money.
I'm gonna get it for sure.
I might send cards to the whole plate.
I would definitely get it just to compete with my old man. That's what I would do it for.
And how old's your dad?
He's 44.
There you go. Well, yeah, show him the stuff and see if he's interested as well. Too.
All right. So, well, I have a lot of gift cards to get when it comes out.
There you go. I just cool, guys. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me, and it was great meeting you all. And hopefully, this will be the first of many. You know,
yes, sir. I would love to talk more about games, including Terminator.
We're definitely a pro Tommy Tallarico group here. So
there you go. I appreciate that, and make no mistake, even if Intellivision sells 100 million units like the Switch did, I can tell you that I'll still come back anytime and talk to you guys. You know, so you know. We'll all be laughing about how we knew each other before it went big, and you guys were nice enough to have me on the show. So I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Tommy. I appreciate it. I'll be looking soon for all those announcements.
That's right. We got some good videos coming up over the next month or so.
Yeah, I do like the video content too. The way you've been doing it bite-sized, something here, something there, keep you in. Cool. I like it.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Yes, sir. You have a great one, Tommy.
Bye.